Hey guys, Logan here from Cross Me Out. Today, we are finally going to be producing for free. So, I know this video seems like cursed or something, like every time I try and put it out, I sort of drop off the face of the earth. And I'm sorry about that, but this video requires a lot more experimentation and a lot more researching. You know, producing on a budget is almost exactly how I produce now, so I don't have to change up very much. But for this, I had to go through a lot more of a learning process and basically try a lot harder. And so hopefully everything works out. Part of that experimentation process was actually changing up the concept just a little bit. Now, my original idea was to, sort of like last video, compare two different things. One would be recording with my phone, which I'm doing video on right now, and one would be recording on my laptop, just through the built-in laptop microphone. And that would have worked on my old laptop, but I've changed to a new one, and the microphone is just absolutely awful. The audio is completely unusable, and there's nothing I can do about that. So I just had to scrap the whole laptop idea, and basically all we're going to be doing is on my phone. Now, I suppose I could have recorded everything on my phone and then moved it to my laptop and mixed there, but the mixing process would be exactly the same as the last video, and I don't think I would have learned very much, you guys wouldn't have learned very much, and so I thought it was just simpler just to use my phone for this video, so that's what we're gonna do. Now, I have an Android phone, so the app I'm going to be using is called N-Track, and it's free, but it is extremely limited, and I'll get into that later. So maybe you guys know something better or something for iPhone users or anything like that, and please just let me know down in the comments. Also, here's a photo of my setup. As you can see, it is extremely cheap. In keeping with the producing for free, I didn't want to use any of my fancy stands or something to hold my phone that I didn't already have. So as you can see, it is a shoebox and a candle in front of my amp that I would just put my phone into, and that would be that. As for recording vocals, what I did was I literally just held my phone about here and sang into it with the metronome on. And so that's obviously not going to be the best vocal sound, but I think getting that direct is probably the best I could have gotten with that. So one problem that I ran into that you guys might as well is that I couldn't listen back to the song and record at the same time, because obviously I would need to listen through my headphones, and then it would try and use the built-in microphone, which is just terrible and not going to work for the guitar amp, or it would play through the speakers right next to the microphone and would pick up a horrible feedback loop, and it just wouldn't have worked. So how I got around that was I just did 8 hits right at the beginning. So using the built-in drums that I used, I just did 8 kick drum hits. On the guitar, I just did 8 palm mutes, and same for the bass. And then for my vocals, I just went t 8 times to start it off. I lined those up by hand, and everything lined up. So there weren't that many timing inconsistencies, but if there are, that's most likely why. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
They say the past is over, but it still hurts like it did before. They say the future holds another day, but I'm not waiting anymore. They say the present is a gift, and I guess that much is true. And my present is forgetting about you.
So, thoughts. You're not going to be winning any awards for production, obviously, but honestly, it's not too bad. Now, one of the limitations, as I mentioned earlier, is that there's no EQ and there's no compression, and those are two of the most basic building blocks of a mix. So I'm assuming if you pay for the full version, you get a bunch of those, but as it stands, I didn't have any. So a few things that I normally like to do, I couldn't, but it does come with reverbs and delays and stuff like that that you probably heard, and honestly, that was enough to get something decent sounding. So if you're just trying to record your band's first demo or a first track to put onto SoundCloud, this is honestly not too bad. Also, if you want to try out recording and see if it's something that you might like, it's set up sort of like a normal DAW. I'll put up a screenshot right here. The levels are in a weird spot, you can't automate, but there are plugins, there's mixing capabilities, and it'd be interesting to see what some people could come up with. And if you're just trying to try it out so you can see if your ideas are worth investing some more money in, or just trying to get your music out there and that sort of stuff, I would highly encourage you to do this. I often see people complaining that they don't have the right equipment to record or enough money for it, and so they just don't even try. And a lot of their growth and a lot of their talent goes completely unrecorded and unshared because they just don't try it out. And hopefully, this gives people some inspiration and some courage to just take their smartphone and stick it in front of their amp and start getting their ideas out there. And I also hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a like. Comment down below if you want to discuss anything, have any questions, or if you want to share some ideas or suggestions on how to make this better or apps that we can use for free and that sort of stuff. Also, please subscribe for more videos like this and more music and all of that. And other than that, I think that's it. See you guys.